Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has returned with yet another riveting episode. It's going to be crazy. That's all I can tell you. 323-965-1600 is the number to dial. Oh, man, we got a house full of people today because, again, this empowerment segment that I'm doing is very, very, very important. A lot of people are reaching out to me from different walks of life, businesses, entertainers. I mean, all types of folks want to get on. So let me do this really quickly. Let's get right to it. We have an entertainer on right now, and this brother is blowing up in the Los Angeles region. His record is being played, just got picked up by KJLH, got a little rotation heat.
Yeah.
Tell us about the record, man.
Well, the record was written and produced by me, featuring my godbrother, Kip Blackshire and Donnie Athens. I wrote this song on a tour bus, and everybody's like, man, there ain't no R&B happening right now. I said, this gonna happen.
Well, tell him what your name is.
My name is Paris.
Paris.
Yes.
The brother's name is Paris, and if you're in the Los Angeles area, you know you can call KJLH right now and request the record.
Yes.
What is the number?
323-520-KJLH.
And the name of the record
is called Another Chance.
Another Chance.
Paris.
Jesus, niggas are not giving a fuck anymore. They're not giving out chances either. So if you can sing them into chances, please. Please help us all, right? No, but that's a great record. Give me a couple of your influences right now.
But gotta be a lot of gospel people. I grew up listening to a lot of gospel with my mother and my family. Kenton Spirituals, you know what I mean? The Williams Brothers. And, of course, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, the goods.
Hey. Well,
you know, you can't go to church all the time.
Yeah, but if you got legends as, you know, your inspiration, you're going to do well. So my homeboy Gio, who facilitates as a manager, I'm glad he brought you through here, man, because it's important that you connect to my group of people, my fans. Sure. I urge you guys to go out, support his movement. The name of the record is?
Take It There. The album is Take It There, but the song that we're talking about is called Another Chance.
Another Chance on KJLH. And that number again to dial to request?
323-520-KJLH.
And this brother's name is?
Paris.
And where, do you guys have a website?
Yes, it's under construction right now.
Okay, but they could get this record where?
On iTunes, Google Play.
I'm just trying to get you paid, hell.
Hey, that's what it is.
iTunes, Google Play, Paris.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
There it is, man. And now, let me move to the homie real quick, because I got to keep this brother's business going, because it's about getting it off the ground, changing this money, man. They say the money in the African-American community changes hands less than once or twice. But in the Jewish community, it's over 18 times. Now, I'm not competing with the Jewish community. I'm just saying, if we're going to copy somebody, let's copy them and recycle the dollars 18 to 20 times before it leaves our community. This brother has a business, and it's a lot of people fucking, right?
Wow.
It's a lot of people going in, mashing out, like Mimi, making videos or whatnot. This dude's a videographer. Maybe you can hire him. You could have hired him for a wedding, but just in case you want to be a hoe and come out as the bootleg version of Kim Kardashian, you might want to hire him. I guess she didn't understand Divine Brown's story. They don't turn black girls into Kim Kardashians. You just forever labeled as a hoe. So you might have a gig, you know, in the porn game. Oh, that's right. You did go to Vivid to get the video put out. Oh, shit. Brother, talk to me about your business, please.
All right. On that note, guys, my name is Reggie Simon of SimonVisionMedia.com. As Zoe was saying, we film weddings, special events, private events, sporting events.
Private events.
Absolutely. I think that's the one you was talking about.
Exactly.
Interviews, reels, music production for film and TV. Editing, we cover the gamut, absolutely.
Man, he's cold. You got a video for me, right?
I do.
Hey, let's see this video right now for the homeboy Simon. I call him by his last name. His name is Reggie. Great name. Reginald means royalty. Great name. Regal. Play the video.
Welcome to SimonVisionMedia.com. We specialize in videography, editing, and music production. Our services include filming weddings, special events, sporting events, interviews.
This week, learn more on how to get great interviews from your subjects.
Music videos. Film editing.
Hey guys, Simon Vision Media.
And music production for film and television. Please visit us at simonvisionmedia.com or call us at 818-524-0528.
Come on, man. That brother's professional. You's a pro.
We do what we can do.
Hey, man, he's been following the Voice of Reason ever since the MySpace days when we were at the Foxhole. Was that 2008?
Yeah, long time ago.
Man, I so appreciate all of your allegiance to the show and the content, what we're trying to put together. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
And please support Simon.
SimonVisionMedia.com. And you can also reach us at 818-524-0528. And shout out to Zoe Williams.
Hey, man, thank you, man. And Paris, really quickly, man, what's your Twitter?
It's at Sing Paris.
At Sing Paris. You spell Paris Parrice. At Sing Paris. Go follow the brother and support his movement. Now, on to other business. I keep promoting this dude because he is doing some very, very, very powerful things in the community. The brother's name is Lemuel LaRoche. He is a graduate of the University of Georgia, the Bulldogs. The dude is a counselor. He is helping at-risk youth in the Atlanta area and abroad. He is a writer. He's a poet. He's an amazing brother, and he has put together a community outreach program that is based on chess. And he explains to the children, we all start off as the pawn, but if we navigate the board properly by understanding the beginning game, the middle game, and then finally the end game, the pawn can become any piece. Right? Very, very powerful, powerful DVD. Please support this brother. You can find him at surprisinglyprofessional.com, or you can just Google him. Lemuel LaRoche. Good homeboy. I've known him since he was 14 years old. OG homie. Next. Again, a copy of my book, The Rebirth of Seeds. Very, very, very important that you go to my website. That's IamZoeWilliams.com. Very important that you support it. Go there now. Buy a copy right now. Also on that same site, well, I'll deal with that later. Now, let's do this really quickly. On the line, I think we have somebody on the phone, and I want to bring her back to the fold because it's very important that we support everything she does because she's doing life-changing things, and this is why I'm supporting businesses on all my platforms, because if we don't get that bottom floor of exchanging money through business, we're always going to be consumers. Next year, 2015, we're projected to spend $1.1 trillion. And if you're spending $1 trillion, now remember, a trillion is 1,000 billions. Let's just understand that. Okay, if you're spending $1 trillion and you don't own shit, the white man who told Dame Dash was right. The Jewish guy, he said, black people are liquid money. You guys don't hold nothing. You don't hold nothing because you don't put it back into where it's supposed to be, and that's your community. So with that said, there's a video I want to play before I bring Veronica Conway into the show to promote her movement. She has a thing that is in conjunction with the Black Mastery program. I've been telling people to get Black Mastery, right? And that's blackmastery.com. But she has another tool that works just like that piece. It's called the Toleration Blitz. We have a video. Let's see the video. Let's go. I know I promised you the Toleration Blitz, but we don't have the video right this second. We will have it by the end of that. But again, anytime I can play the Black Mastery program, an NLP program, a neuro-linguistic program that undoes Jim Crow, that undoes Willie Lynch and all the self-hating beliefs we got running around this mug, I'll play it 1,000 times. I'll play it right back to back with the Thriller record. You think I won't? Shit. I'll play it until the wheels fall off. We got to do that. I'm telling you, if you're not ordering that, man, it's like you're really not trying to change your life. And what you don't know is neurolinguistic programming is used by all of the world changers, the game changers, the white people that got the information that you don't have while they running around creating businesses and concepts and ideas that all you do is play on the user end by purchasing, right? The dude who make Nikes is somewhere with an NLP program in his ear meditating on the next Kobe shoe that your ass is going to kill your brother for, right? So I'm trying to put y'all in line with what the movers and shakers of the world is doing, what they're doing. You feel me? But you know how niggas are. You're going to be niggas until you change. With that said, Veronica Conway.
Hello, Mr. Zoe. You look quite fantastic today in your Ramo Mart gear. Amazing.
This isn't Ramo Mart.
About Black Mastery. I've been offering free coaching sessions with
Veronica.
Black Mastery. Yeah.
Veronica, listen, yeah. honey, listen.
Yeah.
Listen, yeah. honey. Okay, so this isn't Ramo Mart that I'm wearing today.
Oh.
That's the homie. I'm about to promote him too. Who I'm wearing today is another brother out of the East Coast. His clothes are called PharaonicDesigns.com. Got another line, man. I support everybody, man.
Gorgeous.
It's
gorgeous.
Nice, right? PharaonicDesigns.com. Don't hesitate to go support this brother's stuff. Now, Veronica, back to you. Please talk to me about this Toleration Blitz and in conjunction with Black Mastery and all of the things that you're doing. Talk to me.
Yeah, so just real quick. So I just got off the phone with a brother who may call in later, and he just said he didn't believe about Black Mastery. He couldn't believe that something could reprogram him that quickly.
A skeptic.
And it absolutely did. He and his wife sit and listen to it every day. They're designing a vision for their lives around the tools that they're finding there. And he said, my whole thinking has begun to change. I'm not as angry. I'm not as stuck in the past anymore. I'm more present and available. He said, and I've only gotten through a couple of modules. He said, it is changing the game. I didn't believe it. I was skeptical.
And you told him to call in, right?
In our life.
You told him to call in, right?
Yeah, he's going to call in.
Oh, excellent, excellent. I love testimonies. Please call us, 323-965-1600. That is the number to dial. Very important. Listen, this is an extended community empowerment segment because I really want you guys to support everything that we're putting in play. Veronica, where can they go to get Black Mastery and the Toleration Blitz?
They can go to blackmastery.com, and to go to the Toleration Blitz, which I'm conducting one this Saturday, they can go to tolerationblitz.com. And just real quick on Toleration Blitz, I don't believe in doing self-discipline. I believe in creating right environments that support your success. So if
the woman is a plan, man.
I'm putting a bunch of stuff off, we're going to get together Saturday for a 6-hour blitz. And in community, we're going to blast through all the things you've been tolerating and procrastinating around. And people set up systems and clean out garages and make money. They do all the things that they've been putting off, all that stored up energy. We just take a day and we get it done in community. So if you want to participate in that this Saturday, go to tolerationblitz.com.
Veronica, we've got the video. It's only a minute. Let's see the video real quick. And when we come back, we're going to do more community empowerment. But we're also going to start taking some callers because the phone lines are on fire right now. 323-965-1600. Go to that video. Let's do it.
Veronica Conway. What is a toleration? A toleration is a thing that you've been putting off doing that drains your energy and shrinks personal and organizational capacity. Tackling tolerations is a revolutionary act because at any given time, most of us are putting up with hundreds of these energy drainers everything from niggling little distractions like shoes that need to go to the shoe repair or a list of phone calls that need to be made, to big things like messy offices or garages, filing or email systems that need to be created, and much more. Lugging our tolerations everywhere we go affects our attitude and the way that we think about ourselves, the way that we treat others, even our health, practically everything. The tricky thing about tolerations, though, is that they pile up over time. Gradually, we feel like we are buried under a big pile of to-dos. What if you could take massive action on the things that you are tolerating from the comfort of your home or office with a supportive virtual community? Sign up for our next Toleration Blitz and stop getting ready to get ready and start getting it done.
Oh, God. Let me just say really quickly before we go to the next little piece here. Many years ago on the Foxhole, I had the brother, is it Maxwell Jordan or Jordan Maxwell? Jordan Maxwell was on my show. Very deep cat into the occult and symbology and masonry and religion and astro-religion. Let me tell you something. I thought he was going to come on the show and take off like a Roman rocket, just blow up with information. You feel me? He was dilapidated. He was broken down. And I was like, damn, this was probably one of the worst interviews I've ever had in my life. And when I talked to him off the phone, he explained to me why. He said because he had given up on humanity. Now, this dude has been teaching for over 50 years. He said he's given up on humanity. See, when we do shows the way we do shows, you know we're off the grid. The type of shows we're doing can only be done here. If I get somebody from Warner Horizon or Teller Pictures or Warner Brothers or some shit come at me and say, here's a gang of bread doing Entertainment Tonight kind of get down, right? That's the end of this. That's the end of this here. Let's just keep that shit real, right? Ain't no more Dr. Claude Anderson. Right? Ain't no more of that shit. Right? Why? Because that's how they get us off the path of rebuilding our shit. Niggas would rather talk about this butt-ass naked porno that just got put out by some, what is that? Love and Hip Hop? Right? They'd rather talk about that. They'd rather talk about bullshit than actually building. Right? That's why we're always at a disadvantage. And it really pisses me off. And I tie that into my interview with the brother because, shit, I felt bad. You know, I felt bad. Like, damn, you can give up on humanity? And when I start looking at niggas, and you're going to be niggas until you change, all of you, shit. The motherfuckers sitting in the United States government don't see, oh, look at these beautiful, smart black people. And these niggas over here. No. They see all niggas. All y'all niggas. Right? They found out about that Harvard professor when the nigga had to break into his own house and got arrested for breaking into his own house. And then the president went and had a beer with him. It was just a misunderstanding. Right? You all niggas until you're something else. I present you with this kind of information because I want to change your fucking life. But you want to hold on to mediocrity, mundanity. You want to hold on to Jesus. Right? Been praying to Jesus for 400 years. And you're at the bottom of every statistic in America for a reason. They ain't praying to Jesus. They praying to the God you used to have before you got enslaved. Right? That's why you're so integral to the society's success as a useless fucking eater. I try to present you with this information. You give us pushback like you know what the fuck you doing and your life is in ruin and you can't even tell. I'm sorry, I'm on a tangent. Our next video. What do we have? I want to promote my homeboy's shirts. Ramo Mart. He's cold. Again, he's trying to be the black luxury line of clothes, suits, dresses, purses, all types of stuff. He's off the charts. He's making shoes, bags, and guess who his #1 consumer is? White folk in Europe. Cheap ass niggas. Gonna be niggas until you change into something else. Just really quick, it was only 15 seconds. Shirts is fly, and those just as t-shirts. I seen black people complaining about the price of his t-shirts. Brother even called me and said, man, should I lower the price of my t-shirts? I said, listen, are you taking those t-shirts out of a box? And does it say Hanes on the back? And are you going down the block and having Jethro and them silk screen it on with paint? He said, no. We actually cut each shirt to fit from fabric, right? And then it's dye. It's not paint. It's dye sublimation. It's a very integral process. And then some white lady, and this is on Facebook, some white lady went off on the black people complaining about the price. It was black people complaining about the price. The white lady put up a link to Gucci. Gucci had a t-shirt for $700. A nigga will bite his mother's left nipple off for a Gucci t-shirt. Ain't no more milk coming out of it anyway. Shit. I need that shirt. Right? It's true. It's true. I'm just sick of niggas. I'm sick of the excuses. I'm sick of the bullshit that's been laid out. Right? We've been laying out bullshit for a real long time. And at some point, somebody got to stand up and say, no more of the bullshit. Oh, well, his message might have been well received if he wouldn't been cussing. Well, guess what? There's a lot of debauchery and niggerdom going down without profanity. So don't make profanity the reason why your bitch ass ain't listening. Oh, no. I'm just saying. We just got to keep it real at some point, right? Do we got another video to promote some more businesses? Yeah. Go out and buy some of this shit, rich, broke-ass niggas.
My brother's barbershop, even though it's
who we got? Hip Loose? Yeah. These are my peoples right here. We got a whole clothing line being produced for me called The Line of Succession by these brothers. High-end fashion, bespoke. It's cold. Cold. Check it out. Check out the video. Yo, Zoe, back in the building. It's the voice of reason. That's the end of our community empowerment, unless we have another video. Do we have something else to promote? What else do we have to promote? These are very quick videos, and they're very quick. There's a young brother here, and let me just say, man, this dude ain't did nothing but work, because we got 2 minutes before we took our break. This dude ain't did nothing but work hard since he got here from Philadelphia. No, he ain't did nothing but work hard. Grind. And he came out here on a wing and a prayer, and one of them wings is burnt up. Ain't no more feathers on it. But he still make it. He still do what he got to do. And he does all of the graphics for all of my shows. Check this brother's video out. Y'all support him if you know somebody who needs somebody that need this kind of work. Get at him. Show the video. And but we'll be back. And once we come back, we're going to set up the topic. We're going to break down all of the information about what we're going to be getting into today. It's going to be crazy. We'll be back in 2.2. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has returned. And so have some of the ladies. Brandy is not quite here yet. She promises us that she's on her way. But Margot has returned.
Hello. I'm so happy to be back.
Ah, yes. Margeezy, you missed two heaters.
I know.
The Vagina Bar.
Vagina Bar. Oh.
And the Beauty Industrial Complex. A lot of people wanted your Avatarian perspective on it.
We have to.
Do aliens wear makeup?
Yes.
So that you're not really blue.
I'm not from here.
Got it.
None of us are.
We understand. We got it. We got it. We got it. We got it.
That's right.
And Miss Whitney Tabor in the building. Listen, if you notice, the sisters are wearing the Zoe What t-shirt line.
Oh, there they are. You're welcome.
You know, a lot of people.
You're welcome.
You know, a lot of people love what is known as Iraq. And I don't mean the country Iraq. I mean Iraq.
Like the mayor of Rack City, let me tell you.
Yes, yes. They're wearing a t-shirt that you can get on my website, I am Zoe Williams, called the Trauma and Forgiveness t-shirt. It's a very intricate t-shirt with a very deep meaning behind it. So the sisters graced me today by wearing some of my t-shirts. I have Brandy's here, but she's not here. Okay, so with that said, let's get to the topic. Crazy topic today. I really need you guys. I really need you guys to be honest with this topic. And Veronica, you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you great.
Very, very tough topic, and it's a female-driven topic, and I'm going to fall back a little and let you guys really kind of navigate me through this process. The pro-life or pro-choice show, where do you stand and why? How many abortions are simply too many, or is just one too many to have, period? Get to your phone lines. 323-965-1600. That is the number to dial. 323-965-1600. 323-965-1600. Let me ask a couple of questions, and then we'll open up the floor to this august panel. True or false? Rape is the only justifiable reason for a woman to ever have an abortion. 323-965-1600. How many sisters in the African American community or the Latin community or any other melaninated community know exactly what their reproductive rights are? Right? 323-965-1600. Very, very, very tough questions. True or false? At the end of the day, the choice to have an abortion is between a woman, God, and her doctor. The dude has nothing to do with it. 323-965-1600. Somebody get at me. Call us right now. The Pro-Choice, Pro-Life Show. Where do you stand? What's your philosophy? What's your belief system? Hey, let's go deeper. Ladies, have you ever been stressed into getting an abortion because your current guy didn't want the child or want to take responsibility for his actions, so he put the stressor on you? You bullshitting with that baby. That pregnancy, you on that bullshit. Don't make me take it to the next 12 levels up in this bitch. You ain't gonna ruin my life. 323-965-1600. Why are there so many churches, Planned Parenthoods, and liquor stores in the nigga community? You're gonna be niggas until you're something else, right? Why are there so many of those institutions in our community? Can you find a multitude of Planned Parenthoods in Brentwood, in Palisades, in Malibu? You might find one, but how many are there in our community, and why? How much does money and economic status play into the decision as to whether you should have an abortion or not? Where do you stand? Pro-choice or pro-life? Share your thoughts. One more question. Is abortion outright murderers, and the women who carry it out, are they murderers? Are they the biggest serial killers? Let's go deeper. Y'all scared.
Where should we start? Where should we start? Wow.
It's truth time.
17 questions, man.
Wow.
Is it multiple choice? What's left?
I don't believe that women, the women that are getting, I haven't had an experience where someone's pressured me to get an abortion. I haven't been pregnant before or anything like that, but I know women who've had situations like that, and it's heartbreaking.
You ain't never went raw.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody made an accident.
But I know some stuff.
Ain't been no little slip-ups.
I know some, I researched it. So I know how to not get pregnant. There is a way to not get pregnant.
Oh,
but
you give us the magical treatment.
I can't tell you right now.
Shit. You done came back.
I mean,
no,
there are certain things. That's a whole nother thing. We can't get into that right now.
No, you ain't gonna leave us hanging. Now that's some bullshit. The people will hate you. They already on the borderline now. You better come in here and tell the truth.
You're gonna love me or you're gonna hate me, but you're gonna have to love me at the end of the day because I'm gonna keep it real. But
keep it real.
Keep it real.
We're waiting.
Well, let me just tell you. Well, we got to talk about abortion first.
Wait, how does the magical yoni prevent itself from getting knocked up? Could you please give all of these ratchets out here the key to saving their lives?
Okay, well, there's some scientific research out there, and I've seen some documentaries. There's some interesting things. There's some women from different colleges, educators, and it's a culmination of all these things that I discovered that, if a woman actually has an orgasm before a man's sperm is introduced into her vagina, then it changes the acidity, the pH inside of the vagina, and it can actually kill the sperm. That's the one thing. The one. That doesn't mean that you're absolutely exempt. Don't take this as a birth control method.
You and Erykah Badu be hanging out, huh?
The rhythm method does work if you do it right. You have to know when you're ovulating. I happen to be a woman who's in touch with my body, so I know when I'm ovulating. I know my period is on time. So, you have to be in touch with your body for this type of thing, for you to be able to have, master it, to have some sort of mastery over it. But, and then you can kind of keep away from that pregnancy.
So are you saying I could go raw and then let off, and you'll kill it off for us?
Well,
save money.
You still want to pull out. You do a combination of the pull out with this. You don't just let it all go.
So this shit don't work.
It does. It does work.
Okay.
Okay, but listen, the other thing is that if a woman really doesn't want to get pregnant by a man, also that can also have a play in it as well. Because it actually, the mind is speaking to the body all the time, the cells in the body. So if you really don't want to get pregnant by someone,
we missed your spacey ass. That shit is awesome.
I know it sounds crazy.
323-965-1600. Somebody call us. Phone knowledge from Margot.
That was just something. That was just a little tidbit. That was a little tidbit. It's a tidbit. Actually, all information is valuable depending on how you utilize it. So here, back to the point of abortions. I think that most women who get abortions, they don't want to have abortions. It's really sad. Every woman that I've known, there's only been a couple that I've known that have gotten abortions. They don't really talk about it afterwards. It's really a heartfelt thing. It's a shame involved with it, a deep shame. I believe that it's really wrong for a man to pressure a woman to get an abortion. I think that's a type of murder that I think that it can affect a woman a lifetime, even when she chooses to get the abortion. That is a type of
on him.
That's like him putting a gun on you, saying kill yourself. You know what I mean? For him to tell you to get an abortion if you
always defending the ratchetness that is out there.
What ratchetness? What am I defending? This ratchet?
So you mean to tell me that there are not a lot of women out there, right?
Yes.
Who will see the abortion as a type of contraception based off of who the man is?
True.
I thought you was something you ain't. You broke. We ain't having no kids.
That's true. I heard about that. Somebody used to be on the show.
So why don't you defend?
Okay, so let's talk about that. That's true. Let's talk about it.
Wait a minute.
Because I know a woman.
Stop the press.
Listen, I know a woman that had 7 abortions. There's a woman that I know that had 7 abortions.
7?
And let me tell you something. I do not agree with that in no way, shape, or form. That goes against the soul.
7.
It goes against the spirit. I don't believe that anybody should use birth control.
Who on the
abortion
show
for birth control
used abortion as a contraceptive? You just said it was somebody on this show.
No. No, I can't say. I'm not going to even.
Well, shit, there's only one person.
Well, no, it's gossip. It's considered gossip. No, not on this particular show, but somebody that you know that's associated with you that's been in the news lately.
Who?
And people are saying things. I don't want to be the one to say it. We're gonna wait till the break.
I don't know what to talk about.
Stuff online. You can't believe everything you see online, but
it does dawn on.
It dawned on you.
That's who you talking about.
I was like, whoa, what the
you
hell is
be gossiping this?
No, I can't.
What happened to your spiritual shit?
I am spiritual.
But
if you're spiritual, you gotta. I am of the world. I'm still in the world. I look at everything. I'm here.
Oh, shit.
Michigan.
They talking about it in the chat room. I ain't going to say her name. I respect her, and I got love for her. I ain't going to do her like that.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Whitney.
Yes.
Have you ever had an abortion?
I have not.
Have you ever been pregnant?
No.
Has a dude ever been like,
sorry,
did your period come?
No.
Is you late?
Nope.
All right, good. So what are your stance? Pro-life, pro-choice?
I'm pro-lifer. I think that if you...
So if you get pregnant, regardless of who it is, you keeping it?
Ooh. What did I just say?
I'm pro-choice.
You said you was pro-life.
Oh, I didn't know.
You said pro-life.
Hold on.
And then backed your ass right into a corner.
I'm like, wait.
What?
No, I'm pro-choice. No, I'm pro-choice. I'm not trying to spend $1 trillion. I'm not trying to help that anyway. Like, I think if you can't afford... I'm one of those. If you can't afford to take care of another human, don't have any.
So it's all boiling down to money.
I'm sorry.
You basically purchase a family. 323-965-1600. Let's bring in an adult. Because these women right now are the grades are just starting off at F. Ow. You can't. How you start the semester off with an F minus?
You didn't ask me what my stance was either. I am absolutely
We obviously know you're
pro-choice. What's my stance? Yes, of course.
And
you're confused.
You knew before you started.
I knew it.
I figured you would be pro-life.
I am not confused about anything. What am I confused about? I am very clear about.
Let's bring the adult in.
Hilarious.
We need an adult.
I'm definitely.
Veronica Conway. Blackmastery.com. The Toleration Blitz. Please blitz these women back into reality with the truth.
Well,
Where do you
okay, so
stand?
I'm just going to give just a tiny bit of context because I think it's really important. Women, like my mother, and women of my mother's generation, I was both given up for adoption and then adopted. And so back in the 60s, when women had no reproductive choices, they had no options when they got pregnant. And so you had no choices, you had no freedom, you got shunned by your community, you got shunned by your family. Mm-hmm. I think that what's the problem is that the pendulum has swung so far to the opposite side because of the advent of birth control. I'm not pro-life, I'm pro-living. So my stand is, how do we support those that we are here and those that we choose to bring here? And so it's not just the money. Although, however, it takes $240,000 in hard costs to raise a kid. Yeah. And it takes $100,000 if you were going to farm out the, if you were going to hire out all the tasks that it takes to raise a kid. It takes about $100,000 per year to do the task. So it's about $2 million over the course of a child's life. That's not with college. That's just a simple middle-class existence to raise a child. So if it's $2 million, and that doesn't go away, that doesn't change because we want it to. Mm-hmm. So when you look at the Jewish community, like you were talking yesterday about group economics, and one of the things that Jews do is that they rally around their children. They support them. They're very clannish.
You're going to be a doctor.
Bar mitzvahs. There's a whole process and a culture that's around the raising of adults, and we're missing that. We're missing that. We're missing that. The building of community for people to arrive in that makes us sane and whole. Wow. So I'm pro-living. I think that women need to have the and people need to have the choices. Need to have reproductive choices to make some sometimes very tough decisions. But the community needs to be in a different posture about the people that we bring to the earth.
Wow. Well, let's do it this way. If you have pro-choice, and that means, in my opinion, and somebody could help me, and we have callers on the line too, pro-choice to me means pro-situation, pro-circumstance, right? Pro-life means life, period. If I'm pregnant, the zygote is a living being, an entity, a spirit, the whole get down. I'm not doing it, right? Because this is a living being. I would be a murderer if I did it, right? What I find is, in America, pro-situation dominates. And a lot of people will try to hide behind pro-choice, but really it's pro-situation, pro-advantage. Remember this, most people are very, very self-centered, egotistical people, and everything has to fit a personal agenda. They're not doing shit out of unconditional love. First off, unconditional love is as rare as niggas winning the goddamn Powerball every 2 weeks. That ain't gonna happen. So everything boils down to my living agenda. Most of us are manipulators and liars, men and women. So if the situation is advantageous for us to have a child, then we'll have a child. If it's not advantageous, we won't. I don't believe in pro-choice. I believe in pro-situation. Callers! You're on the line and Whitney disagrees.
Hold up. Well, I don't really disagree. I'm saying I've never heard of pro-situation, but I kind of agree to that. I'm not saying I'm going to have a baby. I'm pro-choice because if I have a baby with a person, he's got money, so I'm going to have a baby with him. That's not why I'm pro-choice. Me, myself, if I can support a child by myself, because he could peace out. He could be
Now
like,
that
I don't want
sounds
to.
deliciously beautiful, but it's not the truth.
That's my
You're
truth.
not the only
That's my
woman who.
truth.
I get
listen,
that.
But that's my
that's
truth.
not. You're not the only woman who espouses that idea.
No,
but
absolutely
then
not.
what happens is when you get into the reality of raising a kid,
I know exactly.
you start counting pennies.
It's a commitment. It's a
You'll
full
start
commitment.
in some spiritual, and if I can't do it, but what happens if you financially trip and stumble, and then ramen noodles is dinner
That's
tonight?
what we're doing. We're chopping up some hot dogs and throwing
Nah,
them in there. That's
when
what
you
have
live
to
in
do.
that life, then it's a different vibe. It's pro-situation. Call her! Somebody save me!
I'm not saying well, I'm
Somebody said, with ribs on the side.
sure. Right. That's what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
That's it. Like, I mean, there is situations.
Yes, brother. Who are you and where you calling from?
This is Sherman Oliver from Chicago. Hello, Whitney.
What's
one of my
good?
friends on Facebook.
Yeah, Sherman. What's good?
I got a chance to meet you, Zoe, when you came to Chicago. Had a great time, man. You
Chicago
are
was on
awesome,
fire,
brother.
wasn't it, brother? That was a hot little scene we had cracking over there in the town.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right out there,
man.
47th Street. Yep.
Yeah, man, that was an awesome place, man. I need to come back there, man, and do another relationship roundtable. It was great.
And before I forget, when we finish our conversation, put me back on hold, brother, because I can't get you on my phone, and I'm loving this conversation.
I respect that. Thank you, brother. Make sure he stays on hold. Now, tell me your point about today's show.
Well, when I was coming up, first of all, I have to admit, I listened to, Corey's show, too. And wasn't it Corey that mentioned that the womb is like the most dangerous place for a black child? You remember that? Remember that conversation?
I remember that conversation. I was there. Go deeper!
more black kids have been killed in a woman's womb than anywhere else.
You know why that's true? Let me speak to this for a second. This is why I'm saying, man, you cannot turn to a poisonous society for solutions. First off, family building requires a positive and negative charge like a battery. The positive charge is the male. The negative charge is the female. You put them together, you get life, right?
Right.
Now, peep game on this. So many social game rules that we are not in control of, right, are what we refer to as the truth in our lives. Let me give you this real quick. Most African Americans are Democratic. How does this relate to abortion and pro-choice? Well, it does. You got the Republican right wing who are very conservative. And as Veronica and I talked about before, they're conservative about raising white numbers. So they're anti-abortion and pro-life. Right?
Right.
Niggas! You're going to be niggas until you change into something else. Right? Niggas are Democratic, who are liberal and pro-choice. Guess who get more abortions than anybody in America? Niggas!
Are you sure about that?
I know.
Niggas.
Show me.
There is a report out. New York City did the report. The Democrats did the report. 53% of all abortions in New York City, African American.
Wow. I don't know, man. I kind of think they're not counting all the white people.
I'm just saying, the fucking social game rules that we have, they weren't created by us. They weren't put together by us. So if they're put together by somebody else, are they put together in our benefit? Are they trying to mitigate our numbers? Are they trying to limit our numbers? Because in numbers, there's power. There's economic power. There's political power. And if we can keep your numbers low, while other numbers are on the rise, namely the Latinos, and the Latinos are gaining in political power because of their numbers, right? Who's the new majority minority in America?
Hispanics.
I'm just saying. And who are they starting to lean toward when it comes to politics?
Hispanics.
No. I'm talking about the Hispanics taste bud in terms of Democrat, Republican.
Oh, Democrat, yeah.
Jury's still out. Callers, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Put him on hold because he doesn't want to be cut off. We got one more caller, then we'll go to break. Caller.
Hello.
What's happening?
Hey, what's up, Zoe?
Where you calling from, man? Talk to me.
This is Jermaine Johnson. I'm calling from Aurora, Colorado.
Appreciate you, man. Let's go.
I was the skeptic who bought Veronica Conway's Black Mastery.
Oh, you the skeptic.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
I bought it because, I saw that you could get your money back just in case the investment wasn't. I mean, that's how skeptical I was about the product. Yeah. I went through about 2, maybe 3 sessions in, and right away I felt a transformation. Like I was always stuck in the past. I was kind of like a pessimistic person. My wife was kind of like, always asking like, "Hey, are you here?" I was never in the present moment, and just by her kind of allowing me to get a different understanding about what happened in my past and the things, how I interpret things as a child and coming up to an adult. I'll tell you what, it has me in the present moment now, and this thing really works.
Wow.
I'm not Zoe Williams. I'm not this host who's trying to push the product, or I'm not Veronica Conway. Peace to her.
I don't get the piece.
Really does work.
I don't get the piece. Just gonna shit on me on my own show, huh? You think I'm just gonna sit here and let you do that shit? I don't care who you are, nigga. Brand new nigga now, huh? I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
Your shows, man. Peace to Whitney and Margot and Brandy. I love y'all show. I love the Zoe Williams show. I can't do without those things. And I just want to tell your audience, man, this stuff really does work. Me and my wife are doing it together, and we, I feel like on my half that we're communicating better, and you're not promoting it enough. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Wow. Hey, man, I appreciate that. I know Veronica appreciates that, but seriously, if I can bring something to the community that could change your life in that way, man, thank you so much, man.
Hey,
I appreciate
one more thing. Can I add in a comment on what's on your show right now? What's going on?
Absolutely.
I believe, I noticed like whatever the white community had, whatever their stance is on pro-life or pro-choice, I kind of see the people in the black community kind of regurgitate whatever their mindset is. I really believe that we should think like our ancestors was thought like. They thought holistically. What I'm saying is like we either think one extreme or the other. If you're pro-life, then you're against pro-choice. If you're pro-choice, you're against pro-life. I think this. I believe that we should be both because poor people shouldn't
have babies.
Have babies.
Isn't that kind of that's like
the niggas tearing up shit in the hood?
Ooh,
single parent homes tearing up shit.
Wow.
It's the people who can afford them and have their fathers in their lives, because the black fathers were taken out of the black community, and that's where everything start getting tore up. Our communities start getting tore up. So that's what I wanted to add in. Peace to you guys.
Wow.
God bless.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate the call. And again, he brings up an excellent point. If you're poor and you have a child, are you then, in a way, abusing the child that you're bringing into this life? Or could it be LeBron James? And he says, I'm glad I didn't have a daddy and I grew up fucked up and this is what made me tough.
Having two parents doesn't give you a better upbringing.
What?
It doesn't necessarily.
Oh,
it doesn't necessarily.
okay.
It doesn't promise you or guarantee that you're going to grow up whole. There are people who have one parent who did grow up poor, who have better values than most people walking around with more than $1,500 in their pocket. So definitely there are people out there who just money doesn't make you better. And money doesn't necessarily make a situation better, but it can. It can afford you certain things. Education is the thing that's very important. So they stopped sex education in this country years ago, and the sex education, lack of realistic sex education, instead of saying, oh, just abstain and all, that's some bullshit. And it doesn't help anybody.
So callers, yes, this is what we're going to do. We still have callers. We got to take a quick break. Watch this video as we go into break. It's about to be crazy, but take a look at this and tell me if there's a conspiracy going on. We'll be back.
In 1939, Margaret Sanger, co-founder of Planned Parenthood, started the Negro Project. with the aim of slowing and then reversing the growth of the black population. A staunch advocate of eugenics, the so-called science of purifying the human gene pool, Sanger viewed certain races, especially blacks, as genetically inferior and inclined towards producing human weeds. Reckless breeders spawning human beings who never should have been born. Sanger's strategy, still followed by Planned Parenthood today, involved recruiting so-called progressive black leaders who were persuaded that slowing back birth rates was a key to their people's future success and prosperity. A profoundly disproportionate number of abortion clinics were placed near the inner cities. And since then, an equally disproportionate number of our African American population, more than 15 million, has been weeded out by abortion.
On this fundamental issue, I will not yield, and Planned Parenthood will not yield, because we know that what's at stake is more than whether or not a woman can choose an abortion. Choices about how we lead our lives.
As the most pro-abortion candidate in American history, Barack Obama will make sure this weeding continues. Say no to abortion. Say no to black genocide in the Negro Project. Say no to Barack Obama.
So, again, I bring up this point. See, everything about our society as it pertains to black people is about fitting into a template someone has designed for you. Veronica speaks about the domesticated versus the wild. First off, you've been taught that wild is bad, right? And domesticated is good. We are the most neutered, censored human beings on planet Earth. We have to fit into we don't even interface with who the real person is. We interface stereotypically. Now that we married, that means that pussy on deck whenever I wants. According to the Bible,
right.
Unass that ass when I get in this evening. There better be some cornbread, some fatback, some beans, and some pussy on deck. Right?
That's right.
We interface stereotypically. And then the reverse is, the toilet broke, nigga. Fix up that toilet. The car broke. Fix up that car. Right? The gutters outside need cleaning. Everything is interfacing through a stereotype. We've never met the person we've ever been with. We have expectations that are created by other people. First off, monogamy and all that bullshit. We did all of these shows. It's not even 150 years old. So we don't get to live who we are in the wild. Everything is a process of domestication. And the system that Obama has in place is kill your babies, bitches. Keep fucking. Kill your babies. Why? It doesn't address who you are. It addresses who you're supposed to be in context to what we want from you in this society. Does anybody disagree? Or does anybody have a point, counterpoint, and can build onto that? Veronica!
Yeah, no, it's a really great point. And when you talk about in the video that you talked about, in terms of them deeming us as being genetically inferior, if you read Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, the ISIS paper, and Google that, find it online. The ISIS paper is a powerful, powerful piece. It's not that we're genetically inferior. It's that we're genetically superior. In other words, she talks in the ISIS paper about how, because of the white recessive gene, if everybody got together and it could interbreed, then the white gene would cease to exist. It would be, genetically, it would cease to exist in just a few generations. So all this racism is really about preservation and fear of genetic annihilation. Osho said it's all about keeping the black man from fucking. So
wait. First off, hear the author, Osho, right? Cold motherfucker right there.
Yes,
Anybody know anything about Osho? Google Osho.
Yes.
Right? Google Osho, pull up some of his books, because she said it really quick and it might have slipped some of y'all. Osho is the author. Go ahead, finish your point, please.
Yeah, so Osho said it all comes down to keeping the black man from fucking. That's the whole construct, because his gene is so dominant that if he were to interact with white females on the regular, everybody would look like Brazil, right? Time magazine came out with a piece recently, and they said, what's America going to look like, I think, in like 2027? It's all brown. It's all caramel colored, latte colored brown people. And so that's the fear. And so you have to understand that what's being engineered for our demise is a reaction to white inferiority complex that they are projecting to us and trying to make us feel inferior, but they know genetically that it's a recessive gene. It's genetically inferior. It will cease to exist. And so that's the whole get down. So all of this needs to be seen through the lens of that truth. That's a singular truth.
And the thing that's pissing me off is throughout our entire history here in America, you find a fucking Strong's Concordance dictionary full of niggas who are on the take, that are in leadership positions, that pose as a liaison to the government officials who mean us no good, but they will take that bread and then pass on these poison ideas to us to use as relationship social game rules.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right? There's always some nigga saying, like for instance, no disrespect to Bill Cosby, but education is the key. Not if they're teaching you not how to think for yourself. If they're teaching you to just integrate into a system that at the end of the day is fucking monstrous towards black people, then education ain't the answer either. Unless it's education controlled by you. And if it's not education controlled by us, and you said education,
so what education
are you teaching me? Does that make any sense? 323-965-1600. Call. The phone lines are crazy right now. Callers, you're on. I need to hear your opinion. Talk to me about pro-life, pro-choice.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Brother Soul?
How you doing, man?
Wonder in the house.
All right, Soul Wonder, talk to me, man, about your opinion here.
To get to the topic of pro-choice, pro-life, I agree with the brother said about it should be both. But I also agree, as Corey would say, the offspring of ratchet club bitches that's roaming the streets. If we as a community refuse to circle the wagon around these people, then we have to have stuff like that. We have to have stuff like pro-choice, pro-life. We have to have that. Those options. Because if not, then the streets is already messed up as it is, and it'll just be running amok and just crazy out there.
Thank you for your opinion, man. I really appreciate the call. Ladies and gentlemen, the phone lines are wide open. Your thoughts, your views, your POV, all of that is very valuable to us. There's no judgment. There's no condemnation. We just really want to know the direction we should take with regards to this situation. If historically Margaret Sanger, that video we just saw, was a part of the Eugenics Society, which was birthed from what's my man who wrote the natural what's the guy who did the book on evolution? His name is what's this white man's name? The father of evolution. Charles Darwin. Right. The eugenist dude was Charles Darwin's cousin.
Yeah.
Now, everybody wants to talk about Charles Darwin and the theory of evolution, but they've edited the original title of that damn book. That whole book he wrote about evolution was about racism. The races of men. Go look up Google it. Yeah. The original title of Charles Darwin's book. They edited that shit. So, you know, it could be popular, it could sell, because back in the day when it came out, it was about the races and how white people are better. His cousin is the father of the eugenics movement, and Margaret Sanger was a part of the eugenics movement, and she was the founder of Planned Parenthood. And the Democrats and the government have been backing Planned Parenthood and placing their buildings in our hoods for years as a means to mitigate our numbers.
Population control.
The sisters, who argues this, that the sisters have been taught to murder based on circumstance? 323-965-1600. Phone lines open. Who want to talk? Callers.
Hello?
You on the line? Your name?
Yeah.
Where you calling from?
This is T. Stevie. I'm calling from Kansas.
Well, speak on it.
Oh, well, I was dating this shorty, and I was working at Best Buy. And, you know, she got pregnant. She got rid of the baby. But her cousin was a good friend of this lady that I work with at my main job at Power Company. So she started talking about me, and my friend was like, "Oh, yeah, I know, dude, he's a good brother. You know, he worked 2 jobs." She said, I'm not fooling with that broke nigga." And then when she found out I worked at the Power Company and I was making like 60 on my first job, she told her that if I had known that, I would have kept the baby.
Wow.
Baby time.
Wow.
That makes me mad.
Yeah, me too.
How many women you know out there would abort Kobe Bryant's baby?
None.
Tiger Woods' baby?
I'm not having that.
And I'm not saying there aren't women out there who wouldn't. I'm just saying when we look at it in a general space, not in an absolute space, you'll find that there are more takers in the world than there are givers. Veronica, I need help. Am I wrong for thinking that way? Am I manifesting this kind of experience for myself?
No, because
I see it that way?
I think we've been programmed that we're programmed that we are in such scarcity, deficit, and lack. That is the psychological warfare that is getting conducted upon us.
Wow.
And it is warfare because if you program a people to do your bidding, to do what you want them to do, to behave the way that you intend, then you don't have to physically, they physically incarcerate us, but you can just control and manipulate them. You can turn them into a consumer base. You can have them do your bidding. So when we look at the race for power and the race for resources on this planet, understand that the dominant culture understands the demographics. That's what it's all about. I mean, that's what the voter ID laws have been about. That's what all the politics are about, is the demographics. So they understand power in numbers.
But they
understand it very deeply, but we don't understand it because even though we may have numbers, our community is such that we're in such a scarcity deficit mentality that we don't think we have the capacity to actually create powerful communities for our people.
Right. You know what's so crazy? You know what's so crazy to me right now? The real war is not with the racist white system. Niggas have got to kill niggas. I know that's a sad notion. Malcolm said it. I see some friends here, but I also see some enemies. And all them people was his color. And I'm not speaking like Chris Rock. They're black people and then they're niggas. Because the black people think they better than niggas. I think the niggas should rise up and kill the white man's lapdog nigga. The boule. The Jack and Jills. All these motherfucking Greeks and all these people who are so desperate to be validated by a system that marginalizes not only your living, or your ability to live as opposed to just to survive, but they marginalize your spirit. Black people cannot soar to the heights of who they really are when they're under the boot of a motherfucker who is afraid of who you really are. And I'm going to set up every government contrivance to prevent you from reaching the apex of yourself. But I'll give you a job and some money and some bootleg-ass security. That's where we're living today. Call it.
And then we'll take it from you when we get good and ready to. In other words, it's not a recession, it's a robbery. It's not a recession, it's a robbery. The amount of wealth that has accrued to the 1% in the last since 2008 is unprecedented. They just came in and extracted everything. So it's like we're going to fatten up this pig. We're going to give everybody a chance to think that they got something, a little house, a little something, something. And then we're going to go in and we're going to extract it out of the economy, and then have you thinking, oh my gosh, it was some act of God. No. It was.
See, this is the message.
It was Wall Street. It was some Wall Street gangsters that came in and pulled it out.
Right, and this is the message.
And they're stockpiling, by the way. They are stockpiling their resources. They are stockpiling their resources in their community for whatever they intend it for.
Right, and this is the thing that I want to also convey as well to my panel who's here. How then do we raise our kids? Because I don't want to say, oh, don't consider having an abortion. I don't think that's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is the reproductive rights and freedoms should be ours. We should make the decision.
That's right.
That's what I believe. Margot, your opinion?
I believe this too. I believe we should make our own decision with that. I believe in essence, when we're just looking at we can come up with some new terms, but when you're looking at pro-life and pro-choice, I was thinking about this for a couple of days, and actually I believe that in the sense of what they actually mean, pro-choice to me is pro-life, because once you start taking women's rights away and saying, oh, you can't get rid of your baby at whatever point you want to get rid of it.
They start legislating
the womb. Then I think that you start to mess with a woman's quality of life, and therefore you affect the family. And if the woman is not well emotionally and spiritually and psychologically, then the family is dying.
Right.
So so there's a death involved.
Whitney,
I just don't like how women take the pro-choice thing and don't even give the man who helped create this any choice.
Go into that.
I've had a few friends back in college who have been faced with this challenge, and they come and talk to me. I've never had to deal with this. I don't even know. So I'm trying to speak with them, and I ask them, well, what about the other person? You didn't do this by yourself. What about them? And they were like, well, we don't even know. I feel like it's a team where y'all did this together. You guys should either figure it out together or get rid of it together.
Because that's his DNA too. It's not just her. It's the seed.
That's my thing. I really like the men calling in because I really want to hear how they feel.
We have another caller. Caller, you're on the line. Where are you calling from? Tell me your name, brother, and where you calling from. Caller?
Hello?
Yes.
This is a female, not a brother.
Hey there. I want to hear you too.
How you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, I was calling in. Zoe, you know who this is, right?
I do. I can hear the voice. This is Julie.
Yeah, I didn't want you to put that out there, Zoe.
It's too late.
But now that you did, it's okay. Hey, I agree with a pro situation, like you said. Because, and I also agree with the lady who's pro-life about the man should also have that choice and that part of that decision. It should be, a multiple choice, a family decision, because you two laid down and created that family, and to take the right from the man, not to say that, but yet to take the right from the woman, not to choose that, is what's controversial.
You know what? That's a great point you're bringing up, Julie.
Versus women's rights.
That's exactly. That's bringing up a great point, Julie. Let me ask you this question. And this isn't for you per se, but this is a question I'm asking to everyone. Do you know someone? Callers, 323-965-1600 is the number to dial. 323-965-1600 is the number to dial. Do you know someone who is newly preggo, in a low-functioning relationship, but has opted to keep the baby because they've already had multiple abortions. Somebody call us, 323-965-1600. It's getting crazy. Thank you, Julie, for the call. I appreciate it. Callers, the phone lines are open. We got to take a quick break, but when we come back, more hot grits on your face. Woo!
Subway, El Pollo Loco, Rally's Burger, most of the donut shops, the burger stands, Woody Barbecue, all the fish markets, some of the beauty supply stores on Crenshaw, and Rainbow on La Brea. You can buy you some clothes. How much you got on your EBT card? Girl, I got enough to get it turned up. I done took the kids to the babysitter. Which liquor store take the EBT card? Where y'all get that Patron last time?
Public service announcement. This is where the taxpayer money goes.
But all you have to do is fuck. And 9 months later, you're getting a big buck.
So, the EBT record, listen, this is what sisters, some sisters, not all.
And not just.
But, well, hold on, let me finish. Let me set it up because Bobby is here now. This is what we've turned pro-choice into. That's why I played that video. Because there is an intent behind the production of this video and record. The intent is all I got to do is fuck to be taken care of. So there is a type of laziness in a sector of black women that will use their vagina to generate income by producing a child. But what they don't realize is they're not producing just a child, they're producing a family, but they don't have any family skills. So they've turned pro-choice into pro-manipulation, into pro-situation. Oh, I'm going to get some money, whether it's from your ass through the child support system, or I'm going to get it through, you know, EBT, you know, general relief, whatever it is. What do they call it nowadays? WIC?
General assistance?
Welfare, whatever. They go, so there's a portion of our sisters that are lazy as fuck, but not to the point of using their pussies to make them money. They are now prostitutes at having children. It's a different type of prostitution. It's prostituting motherhood. Somebody call us, 323-965-1600. So the angle that I'm trying to come at here is about this civil war amongst blacks that needs to fucking happen. Somewhere in the middle, the far extreme is your boule, elite, we better than all you niggas. How you gonna be a motherfucking puppy, a pet to the white man and still think you better than other black people? That's one. Those niggas need to go. And then the other far extreme, all you gotta do is fuck to get a welfare check. The two extremes got to get killed the fuck off, in my opinion. 323-965-1600. Joining the show, Bobby Glanton Smith, a very wise brother, man. Like I always call him my uncle. I call him a southern sophisticate, very intelligent brother, man. Y'all have no idea how deep this brother is and how well connected this brother is, and how dedicated he is to rebuilding the community for, you know, a higher functioning experience for these young kids that are coming up. Bobby, do you know someone, and this is for the panel, everybody on the show, Veronica, do you know someone who is newly pregnant in a low-functioning relationship but has opted to keep the child because they've already had multiple abortions? Is that a good idea to do? You're already in a low-functioning relationship, but should you bring a child into that environment? Bobby, speak on it, please.
Because radio works the way it do, you're going to give me a moment to recover from that video, because I have never seen anything quite like that. I'm not that shocked, okay, but to actually have a visual, I'm struggling with words, and y'all know I'm the wordsmith.
Yes, he is.
It really messed me up to see that, because the sister said, all you got to do is fuck to get the big bucks. The big bucks part bothered me more than the fucking part, because, you know, people do that. But to think that an EBT check is big bucks,
right,
is like scary to me. It's real scary because the bar has been set so low that we headed straight off the cliff with that mentality. And in fairness to that young lady, as a father that produced her somewhere, to need his ass whooped too. Because at some point we got to balance this whole conversation out. And as a man who didn't always do right by women myself, I can only apologize for past mistakes and try to, live in a corrective way from here on out. But this is madness, man. It's utter madness. I don't know anybody, to answer your question, I don't know anybody personally because I'm 2 generations away from that particular crowd, and I ain't trying to chase my youth like that because we ain't going to get past the music, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know anybody in that particular situation, but heaven help us all if we don't do something about it.
Wow. Whitney spoke about knowing some folk
I know
in
some
that
people.
situation.
A friend of mine, she actually, back when we were in college, she was one of my friends who I spoke with who had an abortion. She actually was pregnant with twins. And she went through, had the abortion, said it was the hardest thing she's ever done. She's never going to do it again. She's never going to do it again. She recently just gave birth to a daughter. The dude didn't want nothing to do with her, doesn't want to kick it with her, don't want the baby, wants absolutely nothing, don't have this baby, you better not have this baby, like threatening her, like all kinds of craziness. She says, cool, bye Felicia, get out of my face. She has a baby, it's the best thing that she's ever happened, and her life has improved. She has a job, she's doing it on her own, she's not winning. I'm sure the EBT chicks are eating better than she is, but she's taking care of her daughter, and her daughter is taken care of. Best thing that she said she's ever done, and she's straight up said she's only having one.
That's a cute little filibuster.
There it is. I'm just saying. So there can be the light at the end of the tunnel. When she did have the first abortion, though, me being one of those, like, you're in the middle of college, you should not have any kids, I'm that person.
The voice of reason.
I told her I thought she should. Like, that's one of my, I kind of have, like, a little bit of rules, I guess. If I ever slip up, and there's 2 of them in there, man, I'm just going to have to get 3 more jobs and take care of myself.
So there is some responsibility to you.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, how many times have you heard, it's your fault I'm pregnant? And I'm talking about as a man.
Yeah, you guys.
You did this. I done heard it.
This is your fault.
I done heard it. You did this.
Dang.
My whole point is, does pro-choice only apply to the pregnant woman?
That's how I look at it.
Because pro-choice doesn't seem to have anything to do with the man based off of her decisions. I'm just asking. Because pregnancy is family building. Correct? Yes. It ain't just her. It's her body, but it ain't just her. But for me, it seems like pregnancy and the concept of pro-choice has nothing to do with the man, the inseminator. Somebody asked me, anybody got any questions? 323-965-1600.
Well,
Margot.
As far as the man goes, I do believe that men should have some part in it, and it just depends on, but some men aren't really a part of the woman's life like that to even be a part of it.
So why is she fucking and getting pregnant by him?
Exactly. Why is she fucking them? And that's my whole thing, is we have to be careful who we allow into our spirit, because they're depositing something and they're connected to us.
How does a woman protect themselves from letting a man fuck them that isn't right for them?
They should not choose. They have to choose wisely. I mean, don't have
How
sex
does
with
a
man
woman choose wisely?
Choose wisely. How does the man treat you? Does he respect you? How does he speak to you? How does he consider you?
No, that's
does he
not going to work. That's not going to work. A woman's got to stop fucking fantasies.
No, it's not a fantasy.
That's what she got to do.
No, it's not a fantasy. It's about, women have to look at men realistically, not all in the days of what they.
The only way for a woman to look at a man realistically is to first see herself in her true light.
That's right.
Most women do not see themselves in their true light. They see men in an idealized space because they see themselves in one. And then they wind up fucking a concept. And then they get let down. Veronica, save me from this.
We talked on a recent show about how impoverished the state of sexuality is in our community.
Yes, we did.
And part of that impoverishment is not understanding the real purpose and potentiality of sex. So It's the lack of intentionality and consciousness that with which we lay down and have sex with each other. We don't know that sex is for manifestation in its higher state. We don't intend conscious human beings into the world. I mean, and so again, people say sometimes, I speak in a way that's too lofty or too. No, if you can find the willpower and the presence of mind to sit down and lay with somebody, why can't you make that an intentional act? Why can't you make the creation of life an intentional act? Why can't, right? But they trained us out of our sacred knowledge of what the act is for. We're just confused, and we become, men use women as sperm receptacles and just to bust one off, and women using men as, it's so impoverished, and when you think about it, it's like I said before, it's the gift that God gave us to get everything born. All of the flowers and all of the birds and everything gets born in the universe through the act of sex. So it has a very sacred and defined purpose, but if we keep polluting it because we've been trained to, then of course we're going to give birth to the results that we're giving birth to. But this is the responsibility of our community to begin to corral this and manage this and get some awareness and consciousness about this.
Right.
This is our community that needs to do this.
Right, and this is a good point, Bobby.
Man, I'm still trying to get over that video, man.
Let it go, Bobby. Shit, just let it go.
Me too, Bobby. I'm traumatized as well.
The thing is, you talk about where do we fit in the pro-choice conversation, and the mere fact that we don't is a major problem, because at adolescence, women and men take different paths as far as they approach their sexuality and the consequences of it. And as we revisit the outcome of the new laws that basically say it's a woman's body and therefore it's her choice, we have to go back and look at that and say, look, if that's the case, then you have given up the right to push somebody to take care of a child.
Child support,
that you warehoused, even though that person contributed equally to the birth of that child in terms of the physical, biological.
The creation of them,
We got to do something about the approach to dealing fairly with that subject matter. And it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. I was telling you earlier today, I was only going to come in later to take care of some other things I needed to take care of.
As soon as I saw you, I was going to put your ass on the microphone, so that wasn't going to happen. I wasn't even listening. I said, he's going to get there. I'm going to put him on the mic.
We had a very frank conversation about this, and I told Zoe, I said, well, if I was a woman, I'd probably be pretty loose, and if I was a good woman, I'd probably done had 8 or 9 kids too,
All right.
It's just how it go.
All right.
All right. And the problem with that is I'd be in the same situation a woman would be in. So to step away from that and accept the fact that I'm not a woman, I'm never going to have a child, I have to look at it in terms of what's in the best interest first and foremost of the child.
Right.
And any woman that thinks she can raise a child by herself, even with government assistance, is giving up the essence of motherhood on one level, and she's compromising the ability of that child to be whole.
Right. And let's go even deeper into this concept. Veronica, Whitney, Margot, and Bobby and myself, I want us to tackle this, but we have another caller on the line. I want to get that caller in, but before I bring that caller in, I think men and women should ask this question, but I'm going to pose it to the women because it came from the chat room. Listen to this question very deeply. How many women how many people ask this question? Am I worthy of a good man? I think feminine ego plays a major part in the bullshit choices a lot of women make, and because you're not socialized to be responsible unless Iyanla comes to your house to fix your ratchet life.
Wow.
Right? Let's just be honest. The system is set up to save you from yourself when the man that you thought you were dating, but you wasn't dating him, you were dating your expectations of him, when he let you down, the system is there to catch you. You don't have time to really self-reflect and say, I am worthy of what I got, or else I wouldn't have gotten it in the first place. How many fucking women do you know stand on that? in any situation.
That's what I try to help women to get to.
You better help them, Margot, because shit, I don't know what your plan is.
Because you see, listen, a lot of women don't listen. I do a lot of writing. You can go to, actually, you can check out my articles at beautycomeforth.com. Go over there and check it. Relationship Detox is great for people who are looking to kind of figure out what's going on with themselves.
Help us!
But we have to grow ourselves up. There's some things that we have to take time. Instead of dating and running all over the place and letting people in between your legs and sticking your dick and everything, it's time to get back to ourselves and build up our self-worth.
Most women
have no self-worth if you're not working on yourself.
Let me just say, most women and men, but you know, the nuances and the subtleties of it is different for men and women, but most women haven't outgrown the influence of their mother. Go ahead, Whitney.
Yo, so I was talking to this morning. I was having a conversation with a girlfriend of mine, and we have a friend who's always talking about, well, somebody else got to pay for it, and I'm going to find me a dude to do this. And it's always she wants somebody else to pick up everything she's got going or not going for her. So we finally stopped her, and we're like, look, that sounds great. She's not Beyonce. She's not nothing like that. We stopped and finally asked her, what are you bringing to the table? Why should this man do all of these?
I'm bringing my pussy.
But I'm like, ta-da! That's okay? That's good enough? But I'm like,
your pussy ain't the golden child.
That's what I'm saying.
It might be. I don't know.
So that frustrates me. It frustrates me because I work hard for everything I have, and like I said, I'm working to build myself before I try to find. I'm not even going to find it.
If you're not
he's going to magnetize to me. I'm waiting to finish.
Your worth.
Listen,
your worth.
If you're not
I'm
dealing
doing that
with
on my own.
If you're not dealing with a balanced person, and balance for any human being, male or female, is difficult to achieve. Can we all agree on that?
Yeah.
It's difficult to find a balanced person. The only way to find a balanced person is to first balance yourself, then you magnetize more balanced people into your life. When motherfuckers say surround yourself with good people and surround yourself with people that are doing for themselves, well, if you ain't doing for yourself, how then can you even resonate with a person that is?
Yes.
That's right.
You get what you are in every situation.
That's right.
And until you fucking own that in your life, you're going to have strife. You're going to have difficulties. You're going to have setbacks, because setbacks is really curriculum for your punk ass to get better. But most people are too busy avoiding the setback because they don't want to face themselves.
That's right.
That's the reality of it. Veronica?
Take time alone.
To what you said about I want to speak to what you said about, do women, are they a reaction to their mother? Because I know that in my case I was. In other words, my mother and I disagreed back 25 years ago when I was a young knucklehead. We were in kind of disagreement. My stepmother that raised me, my adopted mother. And I went out and married and had children with the man that she hated the most. And I did it out of rebellion. And it was a dysfunctional relationship. But it was my way of responding and a way of trying to claim power back, because I thought, right? And it ended up being, I ended up raising the kids fundamentally alone. And it grows you up if you're going to do it correctly. The way that you have to grow and evoke your own transformation, your own spiritual change is really profound. But sometimes we do it as a reaction to what we've been given in the household, and then we make the wrong choices. I know I did, and it cost me tremendously.
Wow. Bobby?
I was just sitting here thinking about the influence my mother had on my sisters and on me, but from different vantage points. Because when you're growing up in a single family household and it's a matriarchal situation, you emulate things that you don't understand till much later. And by that I mean I watched my mother deal with my sisters different than she would me. The way that she would talk to me and her expectations of me and the kind of girl she wanted me to date and all that kind of stuff. And the point I really want to make is we have to have both parents involved in the ones that make it. Now, the ones that don't, that's a conversation that you started here today that's not going to end today, because there's no right or wrong answer as far as I'm concerned. But in terms of the way out of this mess, we got to have more parents that are actually parents, whether you're married or not. Preferably in our society, it's better if everybody's in the same household. But either way, the father has to play a more
pronounced
role in the raising of the kids, because there's no way a woman can deal with a young boy once he starts having erections. I mean, he's going to start thinking differently. That's all there is to it. And my mama's telling me to suppress that, and I'm like, Mama, I ain't going to talk to you about this no more. You know, because that girl you want me to go with, you know, no, she's fucking everybody except me.
Bobby says something.
Bobby, if I was your mother, I'd be like, no, she's fucking everybody but you. Keep it moving, baby.
And he ain't gonna listen to you. He ain't gonna get a piece of that ass.
Then he gonna go, because when you tell children what to do.
I'm holding my...
He said, I'm number 42. I'm in line.
His ass is ready for me.
But like Veronica,
let me say this, Chris, because then we have to take a quick break.
Okay.
To speak to Bobby's point, and then.
Okay.
Children imitate their parents' unresolved issues and hurt.
Yes.
This is our burden as the children of our parents. And that burden is to learn the lesson they didn't. You understand? See, this is why I'm an advocate of condoms, birth control, because when it gets to the point now we have a zygote that's splitting every day, growing, evolving, right? Right? When it gets to that point and you're still a fucking grab bag full of unresolved hurts and disappointments, and you're in a leadership role in the family, you have done nothing but damage the legacy. Krishnamurti, I always mention him, wrote a book called Education and the Significance of Life. You hear that bullshit? And black people say it the most. The mother is the first teacher. Yeah, mama teaches. Mama teaches hurt. If your shit ain't resolved, you ain't got no business around kids, let alone raising kids. Put something on your dick for a man. Put something in your mouth for a woman. Ingest some fucking birth control, because until you reconcile you ain't got no business making copies of yourself. That's just real.
But the truth is,
in his book, let me finish the point. In his book, because then we got to go to break and then we come back to you. In his book, he challenged teachers. He said, as a teacher, if you're in front of students and you haven't resolved or reconciled who you are as a being, you are a danger to the children. If you're not authentic and real and honest and come to terms with that, you are a danger to the children. Now, that's a teacher. Imagine a mother or a father. On that note, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, callers, more questions, and we'll go deeper into this topic. Very powerful topic. Ooh.
Eugenic and civilization value of birth control is becoming apparent to the enlightened and the intelligent. The campaign for birth control is not merely of eugenic value, but is practically identical in ideal with the final aim of eugenics. Margaret Sanger, 1921.
In her autobiography, Margaret Sanger wrote about a speech she gave in 1926 at a Ku Klux Klan rally in Silver Lake, New Jersey. The Planned Parenthood founder bragged about the fact that afterward, she was invited by 12 other Klan chapters to speak at their events.
At about the same time, the American Birth Control League was changing its name to Planned Parenthood. A lot of books and reports began coming out that attempted to put a happy face on eugenics. And many of them were written by people that were associated with Planned Parenthood. The strategy here was obvious. Since the Nazis had turned eugenics into a four-letter word, the American eugenics movement decided it was time to lay low. So most of their writings during this time period downplayed the role of eugenics and couched their agenda in terms of helping the African American. Perhaps the best example of this is a 1,500-page book by eugenicist Gunnar Myrdal called An American Dilemma, The Negro Problem in Modern Democracy.
Commonly, it is considered a great misfortune for America that Negro slaves were ever imported. The presence of Negroes in America today is usually considered a plight of the nation. Chapter 7, page 167. All white Americans agree that if the Negro is to be eliminated, he must be eliminated slowly, so as not to hurt any living individual Negroes. Chapter 7, page 168. The only way possible of decreasing Negro population is by means of controlling fertility. Chapter 7, page 170. Birth control facilities could be extended relatively more to Negroes than to whites, since Negroes are more concentrated in the lower income and education classes. Chapter 7, page 176.
One of the places where government money has been used to advance the eugenics agenda has been in the public school system. Although government-funded population control programs can be found in white schools, the evidence is that they are significantly more likely to be targeted at black schools.
One example of this was seen in 1986, when it was discovered that Illinois public schools were not only distributing birth control to children, but that every one of the 50 facilities involved were in minority neighborhoods. When this information was made public, a local African-American pastor organized a campaign to stop the program. Reverend Hiram Crawford labeled the project genocide, saying that the obvious goal was to go after the Hispanic and black population.
That same pattern was also found in Maryland in the 1990s. Even though the state's teen pregnancy rate was higher among white students than black students, when the contraceptive device Norplant was introduced, it was selectively marketed to children as young as 13 in predominantly black schools in Baltimore. The result was that of the first 350 girls implanted at a local middle school, 345 were African American. Then, when Norplant was approved for general distribution, of the first 100 schools selected, all 100 were in minority neighborhoods.
The Norplant contraception device was developed by the Population Council in New York, which had been established in 1952 under the leadership of its president, John Rockefeller. Its next two presidents, Frederick Osborne and Frank Notestein, were both former members of the American Eugenics Society, and Notestein would later serve on the National Advisory Council of Planned Parenthood. Since 1973, legal abortion has killed more African Americans than AIDS, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and violent crime combined. Every week, more blacks die in American abortion clinics than were killed in the entire Vietnam War. And the largest chain of abortion clinics in the United States is operated by Planned Parenthood.
We have now reached a point in this country that African American women, though they make up 12% of the population, they account for 37% of the abortions. An African American baby is almost 5 times more likely to be aborted than a white child. The abortion industry at this point kills as many African American people every 4 days as the Klan killed in 150 years. And you can truly say the most dangerous place for an African American to be is in the womb of their African American mother.
Birth control and abortion are turning out to be the great eugenic advances of our time.
Very tough to hear. And I go back to the bourgeoisie, the elite, who are in alignment with this thought process. Are they then now eugenics? Right? Are they eugenicists? Right? Are they nigger Nazis? This is what we're faced with today. But here's the paradoxical thing. When you watch the get your EBT card, you kind of empathize with their position on it. That's how fucked up we are as a people. Margot had a point.
Yes.
Finish your point.
Well, I was going to talk about the damage, and sometimes people call it damage, but they're challenges that we receive from our parents. We'll always be trying to get rid of some of this hurt and this pain and deal with it and try to resolve it through our relationships. So I believe that children actually come here through the parents that have certain dysfunctions because those children are being prepared for things that they're going to have to deal with specifically on their path.
You said on the spiritual side, they chose
we choose our parents.
The difficult situation in order so that they could learn something. We are not human beings. We are spirits having a human experience.
Absolutely, all day. And that is the one thing I want to say. And I also want to talk about the program.
Hallelujah, Ashe.
Ashe. And you know, I also I get into a lot of self-hypnosis and self-programming, and I know when it's time to...
You hypnotize yourself?
Well, I have programs that I listen
to.
You
good.
And it's some good shit. It really is.
Okay, well, do you have Black Mastery?
I don't, and I want to get that. I deal with Andrew Johnson so far. I've been dealing with him, and I do vary between different programs. But listen, everybody, we need to get into that because there's some things subconsciously. The subconscious holds everything that we're doing physically that we're not even thinking about. Subconscious is holding it. Excuse me. So the programming to melanated people in the world and all over the world has been very negative, and you don't hear it. It's in the music. They're putting it in TV shows, and it's underlying, just like the programming that I listen to. It's like you don't hear it. It's music. You might not even hear any words, but there's a message there. So we have to start doing something. I definitely agree with that NLP program. We have to start doing things like this so we can rewrite our program, so we can start behaving different and having different responses. Because this abortion thing and all of this thing, the black numbers, I know I got to wrap it up.
Jesus.
It's by design. It's not that we're just
flowers
stupid.
Are growing.
We're not just stupid. This is a design, and we have to do something to combat it. We have to start getting to our subconscious mind, change the program.
Good stuff. Listen, we have one more caller. Caller, you have to make this quick. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, everybody, it's Ronan. How y'all doing?
We're good, brother. Make it quick, my friend. I'm sorry I got to rush you.
Yeah, I got to make it quick. Thanks for you guys on my news. And I wanted to say that I don't get wrapped up in the whole pro-choice, pro-life conversation because it makes the target individuals comfortable with their contributions with hands-free genocide. That's how I see it. And sadly, you know, when you have individuals who birth children in spite or still harboring nonsense, and they make irresponsibility and all kind of self-destructive mindsets and behaviors to the next generation, then you have the oppressing class and the coons out there who actually sit back and watch us fuck ourselves literally out of existence.
Wow. Wow. Man, I appreciate you waiting. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much for that piece of information. That takes us to the next level. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Now, with that said, we've got 5 minutes to wrap. Veronica.
Yes.
I want to make sure that everybody buys blackmastery.com. And I call it .com because that's where you go to get it. Blackmastery.com. Please go buy it. I swear to God, we need it. We fucking need it. We need the Toleration Blitz. What is that? TolerationBlitz.com?
Tolerationblitz.com. We're doing one on Saturday, so if you're ready to clean out your environment and create a right environment for your success, then we're going to get it done on Saturday. So if you go to tolerationblitz.com, you can sign up for that.
There we go. So right now, we're going to give out our grades.
Man,
Ladies and gentlemen, grades are about to get handed out. Brandy gets a default F for not showing up. She doesn't even get an I. She gets an F for not showing up today. I think her forehead was sick.
You gotta dog
shit.
my girl like
My bad.
that? She ain't even here,
when
man.
you're not here, that's when you get yours off. Okay, so really quickly, Whitney Tabor, C-. You did pretty good today. C-.
I try.
You know, wasn't all the way truthful. I know you didn't. I know you didn't use the clothes hanger at some point in time in your life.
Oh man, nah, Flair, not me. Not me.
No, I'm just playing. Jesus, can't we just be shit? If I was a comedian, you go, oh, he's just a comedian. Margot, I'm on the fence with you.
You're on the fence. We're always on the fence with me.
Yeah, you're very ethereal and.
Yeah,
the
I know I'm
baby
lofty.
has wings.
That's right.
D plus. Great job. D
All right,
plus.
all right.
Strong D plus.
All right.
And of course, Veronica Conway, as a professor, doesn't get a grade.
She already got her grade.
You guys have to grow up. She's already got her degree in this shit.
All right.
I really appreciate everybody that tuned in today. Bobby, where can they find you?
At Glanton Smith on Twitter, realmendon'tplay.com. Books will be available on Thursday in the physical sense. You can also get it on the ebook joint with iTunes and Amazon. And this Thursday, I'm always riding right in on Zoe's wave, and the Real Men Don't Play show here at RMC.
Yes, please.
Thursday will be. The theme is, have you seen my father?
Wow, great stuff. You know, my son was on Bobby's show last week. He called in.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah. Whitney, where can they find you?
What's good, guys? You can find me on Facebook at Whitney Tabor. Also, I'm on IG all day, Instagram, Twitter, at Miss Tabor. Holla at me.
Good stuff, good stuff. Margo?
Yes. Check out my YouTube channel while we're still getting everything ready for the launch later this year. Destination Love Life on YouTube. You can check some of my my different links there for different places
We
to
should
find
play
me.
some of your links.
Yes, we should. And my articles. You got to check out the articles. They're for men and women. I'm an advocate for men and women. Destination Love Life. But go to beautycomeforth, FORTH.com. I'm the love and relationship editor there for a long time now. Great articles. Go to the relationships tab and you'll see the relationship detox. And there's also Dog Proof Your Love Life. And men is for you too. Different ages. Proofing is needed. You got to read the article.
With that said, at Mr. Zowat on Instagram. At Mr. Zowat on Instagram. You can see me on Mondays on TRadioV.com, where we do our Zowat morning show. Yesterday's show was off the charts. It was crazy. Please find that on YouTube or live stream or somewhere. Follow me on Twitter. You'll see the links for that show yesterday. On Twitter, I'm at Zoe Williams. And continue to purchase my book. Very important, The Rebirth of Siege. You can get it at my website, IamZoeWilliams.com. The ladies had on my shirt today. Please support my shirts. I have shirts for ladies right now, and I'm taking pre-orders for my next order of shirts. Very nice stuff. So please get at us. Support us in any way possible. We appreciate everybody for tuning in and participating. Veronica. I forgot. Veronica, did we get her website? VeronicaConway.com?
Yeah, VeronicaConway.com.
There it is, VeronicaConway.com. Support Black Mastery. I'm urging you to do that. Thank you so much, everybody. This was a great show, and we'll see what the internet has to say about it when we're done. All right? Peace.